Good evening, Charles Park Broker Manager, Remax West. Welcome to day 4. You guys made it. Day 4 of RE-101. And it's 22nd of September, which means it's the first day of fall. And I call this my fall RE-101 session because we just clipped fall. Even though the previous ones were still done in summer, today's the first day of fall. So we officially made it, okay? So today is Technology Day. And I printed. Oh my gosh. We're going to be covering a number of topics. Oh, this is last week. Well, I've all got it memorized. So what we're going to be tackling today, guys, is an enormous amount of information, basically on the migration from Stratus to Realm. And if I have time, I'm going to be adding a whole bunch of other things. So I'm going to also be tackling the ITSO platform that we have access to at Remax West through Mississauga Real Estate Board. So for my Matrix users, just so you know, the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board will not be touching your front end. So if you're a current Matrix user and you want to continue with that, you're probably not going to see a lot of benefit to today's course unless you make the conscientious decision to get rid of Matrix and come over to Realm when it's available. So I might convince you today to do that. But for the vast majority, for the 80+% of the agents that are on the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board who never saw the Matrix platform, you guys are going to be benefiting today because I'm going to give you the first glimpse of how to migrate from Stratus to Realm. And for those of you who've been part of my weekly mastermind meetings, I've already given you a glimpse, but we're going to dive a little deeper into the platform today. After that, we're going to hit ITSO, which is through the Mississauga Real Estate Board. I'm going to be touching upon some of the social media components. And to be quite honest, it's almost like there isn't enough time in the next 2.5 hours to go through everything. So I want you guys to be patient with me, if so. And if you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and or put something in the chat box. I'm going to be posting some links in that chat box for you guys to reference because there are a lot of additional videos that I do offer, and I think it's going to be important for you guys to ultimately review those videos on their own because some of them are hours long as well. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. Oh, let me bring up Realm first. Share screen. And where is Realm? Got so many windows open. Share. For those of you who haven't had the opportunity to even go to Realm yet, this is the website that you're going to need. And I'm going to cut and paste this. Copy. You guys, if you guys are on a computer, you'll probably do the same thing. Minimize this. And oh, where did my chat box go? Can I not do this at the same time? Wow, I can't even. Oh, hang on. Stop sharing. Chats. Everyone, paste. There we go. Okay, so that's the link that you guys are going to need. Let's share screen again. Let's go back here. So you notice that there's only 2 boxes here. What ends up happening is once you put in your TREB number and you hit tab, it's going to ask for your PIN. And as you can see, your authenticator box automatically comes up. And I'm going to hit my phone here. I'm going to launch my authenticator. Shouldn't have to teach you guys how to do this because you guys are all experts. And it's going to launch you directly into the platform. So for those of you who are on a PC or some kind of device that you can access this platform, please click on the link, put in your TREB credentials, and this should be completely foreign to you if you've never seen it before. Okay, so this is where the animosity begins because everyone that is a Stratus user is so used to the Stratus interface. We had it for God knows how long. For some of us who've been in the real estate industry long enough, we remember from about 23 years ago when Stratus was first introduced at Stratus 1, we were all amazed because we migrated from a DOS platform to a full graphical user interface platform. And we've been basically using the same platform for the last 23 years. If you remember about 10 years ago, we did migrate from Stratus 2 to Stratus 3, which is the current version that we're currently using. And, you know, they're going to get rid of that at the end of November. So unless, you know, the board makes a conscientious decision to extend that for any particular reason, it looks like we're going to have to migrate to this system. So this is your new system, guys. I'm going to open up the chat box real quick here. Stratus was launched 21 years ago. Okay, 21 years ago. I was told 23. But anyways, let's go into this right now. So you'll see at the top here, if you ever get lost, there's a home button right here. And it is called Realm. If I ever click that button, it's going to take me back to the home page. Okay, pretty simple. Over in the top, if you guys can see my mouse, you've got a search button. So how we did searches in Stratus, I don't need to teach you, but you're going to be like, okay, so how do I do a search in Realm? Okay, let's click on search. And you're going to see all of these menu tiles. So it's going to automatically launch the map, because map searches are the way to go now. Now, for those of you who work in newer neighborhoods, yes, we know that occasionally properties don't map out properly. So we're going to want to do a manual search. So let's do a little quick search here. I'm going to go on location. And once you click on location, this is where, for those of you who are used to just typing in an MLS number, if someone gives you an MLS number, you can type that right in here. Okay. Now, if you go into the area, we're all used to memorizing what regions, which is the area that the real estate market is, you know, generally, you know, what category that falls onto. So the vast majority of you obviously are going to pick Toronto. But the nice thing about this is that you can pick multiple regions. But for the sake of training, we're just going to pick one area for now. Okay. I'm going to click off of that. And within Toronto, right, we have some municipalities. For the old TREB users out there, we have continued in the 416 to use the old DOS code. So, you know, for those of you who know what CO1 is, or EO1 or EO2, I'm going to pick EO2 just because I'm most recently was doing a search in the beaches. Okay, so for those of you who are beach agents, you'll recognize what EO2 actually means. And then here's the community. Okay, and because I want the beaches proper, I'm going to click on that. Okay, and as you can see here, every time I click on a piece of criteria, what it does, it narrows down the search and it brings up the map automatically. So this is a greater improvement from the platform that we are all used to on Stratus. You have to actually go up and we have to click the map, and then we have to, you know, refine our searches from there. Okay, if I'm going too fast for any of you, please slow me down. Okay, I'm going to click done. Now, once I'm in the map, I can actually zoom in. Okay, now I'm not actually just using my mouse, but you can actually, if you're using a touch screen device, you can actually zoom in using your touch screen device. And I'm going to go to the North Beaches here, and I'm going to pick something that's reasonably priced, say $1.5 million. And as soon as I hover above that listing, 28 Haslett, 4 days on market, $1.5 million. And if I click one more time, it's going to actually bring up the entire listing in front of you. Okay, and as you can see here, right at the top, we've got the overview. We've got any attachments that are attached to this. That there is a schedule. Okay, if I click on back, it's going to bring me back to the original home screen. It is a little bit of a glitch. I got to click on the actual listing again. If there are any links to this property, like virtual tours and stuff like that, that's all going to be in here right now. It looks like there is a virtual tour for this particular property. And as you can see on your screen, it has launched the virtual tour. I'm not going to play that for you right now. And here's an interesting button, which is going to eventually go away. If you don't like this, for some particular reason, the technology guys have said, you know what, I know that you may not like this look. And if you're a little disoriented when you're looking at this, you can launch this in Stratus just by clicking on this button. I'm not going to click on it today because the training is for you guys to get used to this platform, not to go backwards and use Stratus. Okay. The online appointment button is also here. And as we know, the vast majority of brokerages have adopted Broker Bay. I imagine this brokerage as well has launched Broker Bay. Yep, they're using Broker Bay. It's Red Tiger Realty. Broker Bay is free to all real estate brokerages. Oh, there's no available showing times today. So I'm going to click on tomorrow, and I can book an appointment directly through Realm depending on the time that I want to go tomorrow, because I'm not taking any appointments left for today. Okay. I'm going to shut down Broker Bay now. Okay. Web Forms Authentisign. So for those of you who've taken my Web Form and Authentisign training, you'll know that if you're in a particular listing and your client has instructed you to prepare an offer for this, you can go directly into Web Forms and Authentisign directly from Realm. And what that will do is it will launch all of the wizards, and it will populate, right, all the free-form fields for you. Now, because I have actually created templates, several templates, you guys may not have done this yet. This is a residential freehold sale. So I'm going to select my residential freehold sale template, and I'm going to click Create. And it's going to launch the wizard in Web Forms, and it's going to pre-populate the wizard with all the information that is directly from the MLS system. Isn't that great? So for those of you who were part of my training when we were actually, I was teaching you how to prepare an offer, that video will be made available to you guys. I'm not going to do that today. I just wanted to show you how to access the same thing that you had in Stratus. It is also available in Realm. Okay. So I'm going to shut this down. Okay. The next one is property line PDR. Oh, there's something in the chat box here. Launch that. You love it, eh, Lo? Oh, that's great. I'm pretty sure that you're going to love teaching this. Property line PDR. We all know this as public records. Now, the PDR reports, right, the property detail reports, this will actually go directly into MPAC. And if I want the report for this particular property, all I got to do, it's already found the property in MPAC. I can click on report, and it's going to launch, right, this PDF file. It's going to create this PDF file for me. It's taking a little while, right? And there's all my credentials in the top corner here, and all the information that is available to us. The property is built in 1923. There are 2 full stories. The frontage is 19.75 feet. The depth is 133.5. Okay, it is a semi-detached. It is a residential property, so the property codes are all in here. So as you can see, it's a very convenient way of accessing information very quickly. So if you're a buyer agent and your client is asking you for all this information, like when was the house built? Well, hang on, let me go check. Launch it in Realm. Go right into the PDR report. And here's the great thing. You can actually see the assessment value for this property from 2016. So it gives you an approximation as to what the assessment value was. Now, since 2016 till now, guess what? What they've done is they put in incremental increases year over year over year. Now, it hasn't been reassessed for quite some time, it looks like. But guess what? From 2016 to 2019, it was to 2020, actually, it was increased to $882,000. And why this number is so important is because this is how property taxes are assessed. Now, I'm going to put a question out there. Does anybody know how to use an assessment value to calculate property taxes? Yes or no? Anyone? I'm going to check the chat box here. No one's chatting. Everyone's sitting there and staring at this and making me do all the work, right? Okay, so if you actually want to go back to TREB, and we're going to do this. Actually, let me close the PDR report because we're not doing that training just yet. I'm going to close property line as well. That's not what I want to show you. That's not what I show you. This is what I want to show you. Okay. So when we're in TREB, we can actually extrapolate the physical mill rate for the city of Toronto, multiply it by the assessment value, which will give us a pretty accurate approximation of what the current property taxes are. Has anybody had any difficulty with that in the past? Oh, there's 3 comments in the chat box. Jennifer, you can, great. Minus 3%. No, the real estate tax calculator does not do property taxes. Okay, Adam.
Hey,
so I'm not exactly sure. Hello?
Charles.
Yeah.
Charles, it's Jenny. Just so you know, Toronto now has a property tax calculator that is accurate to the cent.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you just type in Toronto property tax calculator, it pops up, you put in the current assessed value, you're done.
You know what? And that's amazing, because what you do is because it automatically will probably have the mill rate, right? So you're saying Toronto
Property tax calculator.
Oop, there is that tax calculator.
Yeah.
ULATOR. That's amazing. Let's click on that. Is this the one?
Yes, that's it.
Great. Click continue. So let's go back to that listing on Haslett, right? If I click on property line PDR, what was the last assessment on this? What is the current assessment? Let's launch that again. So we can see it's 882, right? We're going to take $882,000. I have read. Proceed. Continue. 882,000, right? Calculate. Look at that. That's amazing. And there's the mill rate. 0.6631933.
Compare it to the
Fantastic.
listing, Charles.
Huh?
Compare it to the listing. See what the listing
Oh,
says.
yeah, let's do that.
Oh,
So let's
yeah.
go. Okay.
I'm driving. Sorry, I'm on my phone.
That's
Jason.
awesome. That's awesome. So let's look for the property taxes. 5389.14. That's what's in the listing. And if we go over here, what does it say? 5573.65. Oh my God.
Wop, wop.
Lawyers.
Now what? Because they probably maybe pulled it off the property tax bill of the seller.
You know,
Or
that's
they're
what-
The
using
one
the,
they put is last year's and this one is
that's right.
current.
it is
Is it
possible. It could be
2021?
last year's assessment. But
What do they say
actually,
on
if
the
you go back
listing?
into property line, look at last year's, it's identical. 2021 is 882.
What did they put on the listing? 2021 tax or 2022?
Well, right here. So let's look
No,
at this.
no.
It's,
Yeah.
It says 2022.
Mm.
Isn't that interesting? So you can see obviously why we need to verify. Okay. But you see, you as realtors are required to do all the due diligence before you put a listing out there. So unless this particular individual, now I will say this, to qualify this particular tax rate, I'm going to go out on a little bit of a limb here. What if they're playing, what if they decided to pay Catholic school taxes? You know the where their contribution to the education fund is to the Catholic school system, or is it with the public school system? And actually, I can't tell that from this particular listing. So there may be a slight variance in this property tax rate, but like I said, the disclosure here, it is approximate. It's pretty damn close. Look at it. This
And
said,
just so you know, Charles, I always double check mine, and the property tax calculator always matched my current tax bill for the listings I had. And also, I researched the separate school tax, and they said there is no additional fee, even though they state it, they're actually not applying it.
amazing. But I'm wondering if there's also a neighborhood improvement levy that's not showing up here. Right?
Very well could be.
Yeah, exactly. So whenever they're making improvements, I remember when they were upgrading the water mains on a particular street for one of my listings, that improvement levy showed up on their tax bill, but it did not show up on the calculation.
Charles, the only difference is that would be that the listing tax would have been higher than the calculator. In this case, the calculator is higher, so the levies would actually cause it to be in the opposite direction.
You're absolutely right. I'm a little curious as to exactly how the calculation was done, or maybe they just, hey, as far as we know, maybe this was a verbal verification from a seller to a listing agent. Sometimes that has happened, right? Or once again, it's some people do make mistakes. So you know what? We have errors in emissions insurance. Hopefully, this is not drastic enough to trigger a claim. But I just wanted to show what this. Thank you, Jenny, for showing us that this is available for Toronto. I don't know if it's available for all municipalities, but obviously, if you're whatever market you guys trade in, I think it's really important for you guys to be familiar with how to calculate these things. But let's keep moving on, guys. I'm going to close down property line. Well, you know what? Since we're in this particular listing, let's go through the information that's available to us. So there is a legal description here, guys. Okay, so if you want to verify the legal description and compare that to the listing, that's obviously here. Okay, some details about the actual physical property itself. Now there is an enhanced report you can actually, in the top right-hand corner here, you can actually go to the Realtor store. And let's say you wanted verification on the square footage. There should be square footage reports in here somewhere. I usually purchase the residential detail report level 2, which is over here for $9. And if I were to add this to my cart, right, and actually let's go into the report details here. You can see where this is a sample report. This particular report is going to give you all sorts of additional information. I know you got to pay for it, guys, but if you're going for a listing and you're actually in the public records and you want this additional information, and I'm not sure if you guys can tell from the devices that you're using, you can actually kind of see right here the square footages of every individual floor. Now, if it's not available, when you do actually purchase this report, you will have the opportunity not to purchase the report. Okay, great. So we're going to close this. And oops, we're going to continue on. Where did this squiggly line come from? Can you guys see this squiggly line? Did I do that? It's a little strange. So let's continue on with all the additional information in here. Okay, you can see that there's now the one complaint I did get about Realm is when you actually print the listing. We're all so used to a one-page listing with all the information on it. I've yet to hear back from the MLS committee on this. I put in the request, but right now, what you guys are going to get, all the information that you're seeing here as we're scrolling down, is how it pretty much appears on your printout. Anybody had that experience so far? Anybody? Nobody here has played with Realm? Any feedback? Any suggestions? Okay.
Charles, I always go to Stratus when I want a pen.
Oh, let's do that for fun. Let's view in Stratus. Oh my God, I'm so stressed out by the way this looks. I want to go back to Stratus. Is that what you do? I'm hearing a lot of rejoicing in the background right now. Yay!
All I'm saying is I print in Stratus. It's easy.
Oh, I see. So you do the search in Realm, but you print it in Stratus. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, exactly.
You know what? I'm with you there, man. I totally am. I totally feel your pain. So for those of you who don't like the printout in Realm, yes, there is an option to go back to Stratus and get the printout from Stratus. Okay, great. I gotta close this because
Charles, in
yeah.
Stratus, you know, my listing card, I have some previous listings that I've sold and they've been there forever. I don't think I can transfer those to Realm, or do we have a listing card in Realm that I can pull up and put them in?
Define a listing card. What is a listing card?
In Stratus, we have a listing cart, C-A-R-T.
Oh, cart. Okay, yeah. So everything that you saved in your cart will not transfer to Realm, which is why what they've done is they've asked you to use Realm. And so if you find the same properties, you might want to add them to Realm. It's the same with Collaborate. For the Collaborate users, you're going to lose all your data. Actually, you know what? I'm going to stop sharing. Actually, no, I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to go back to what? I'm already in here. Let's go back to Stratus. Okay. So if you have, let's go back to the home page. Actually, what I'm looking for. So let's go back to what we're all comfortable with. We've logged into Stratus, got a TorontoMLS.net, right? And we're looking at this welcome page, right? You see right here, this is for the Collaborate users, right? To migrate their data from Collaborate to Realm. Does that make sense? So not only are you going to lose it in Stratus, you're going to lose it in Collaborate as well. And that's why they wanted you to start using Realm and start preparing to lose Stratus. All your contacts, all that stuff. Now there is a migration tool from Collaborate to Realm. I don't believe they're going to give us a migration tool from Stratus to Realm because it's too far out. Does that make sense? Okay, a little bit of disparity I'm hearing. Okay,
It makes sense, but it sucks. Sorry.
hey, you know what? I remember when we migrated from Stratus 2 to Stratus 3, and I got the same amount of animosity from my agents. And what was really crazy was, and I'll share this with you guys, I was at Remax Crossroads at the time when we made that migration. Nobody, almost 80% of the agents in our brokerage didn't even touch Stratus 3 until it was too late. I don't want you guys to be in that situation, which is why you're here. You're sitting here, you're looking at the new platform that you guys haven't taken the opportunity to orientate yourself to the new platform. I know that you like the old. A lot of us do. But unfortunately, the decision's been made. It's going away.
Charles, quick question for you. You mentioned that they're able to transfer from Collaborate to Realm. Do they still have the ability to transfer from, from the current platform to Collaborate?
No, because
Okay.
Collaborate is being sunset.
Okay.
Okay. So
I was
no,
wondering if you can just piggyback and kind of.
right,
move it
exactly.
forward
So
to
if
the
you
next.
guys are in Stratus, let me demonstrate this. So you guys are all used to going to Toronto MLS. Okay. See, this is where you have the offer. So you can choose which platform you want to use. So I do actually have a Collaborate account, and it will actually launch. But what's amazing is because it's Collaborate is still currently available, you can actually see all of the activity, right? This is my uncle, right? So he has a Collaborate account. He keeps logging back into Collaborate and doing searches. Look at him, right? And here's some of my former clients. But I'm going to be showing you guys how to do this in Realm. Okay, we're going to be losing Collaborate. Okay, now let's go back to Realm.
But what about web forms? We're still going to have our previous offers, everything there, right?
Yes, web forms are unaffected. Now, I was going to say this later on, but I'll say it now. You see this button where you can actually upload directly. Sorry, actually not this button. How many of you actually type your MLS listing agreement in web forms and know that you can upload that data sheet directly to Stratus? Sandy knows how to do it. She does it all the time, right? Anybody else using that? So if none of you guys are using that, you're not going to miss it. Unfortunately, it was announced last week at the new Add Edit seminar that we are going to be losing that functionality possibly for 2 or 3 months. I mean, possibly longer, depending on development delays. So right now, because the focus, I know, Sandy, I'm surprised that you didn't hear this already.
So
But-
they're giving the training of that. I signed up. I should not do it because they're not going to.
What do you mean you shouldn't do what?
The add edit training that it's.
No, because
mentioned
you're going to
that-
have to use the new Add Edit in the near. Do you Add Edit do you broker load your own listings?
Never, but I was going to learn that and I signed up for the training with
Okay.
Stratus.
Well, no, you don't. Why would you want to learn how to broker load in Stratus when they're taking it away?
Well, that's why I'm here today, so I can learn from you. So it's better not to do that training and let Realm be in effect. And then I'm sure they'll have more trainings, right?
Right. They're going to, and so you guys are getting a little bit preemptively because we haven't launched all the formal Realm training yet. What I'm doing as a sort of a favor to you guys is to give you a glimpse, and I'm giving you the head start. If you haven't already gotten the head start, to start using the platform that is going to be here probably with us for the next 10 years, because the other one's going away. And Nitu, you're absolutely right. If you're going to get any training, why train on the old system when you really should be learning the new? Okay. Did everybody from your branches get the link to the training from last Wednesday? If you didn't, let me know, or also let your administrator or manager know that you did not get a link to that training, because they have. And when I checked yesterday, they were supposed to give us sort of a training version of the Add Edit platform, but we couldn't find it. So I'm not sure if they've launched that just yet. This is all very in the early stages. So, but you should attend that training course watch the recording, because there are a lot of tidbits that you're going to have to, navigate through. I guess that's the best way of saying it. The last thing that's on
Sorry,
the page,
forgive me
particular listing
to
is search
interrupt
RealNet.
again. Speaking of the training recording you're talking about, what training is it? Ad edit?
It's from Treb. So Treb has advertised repeatedly this new ad edit training. Do you not get
Yes,
notification?
I do get, and I just, this morning I signed up for October because I'm kind of tied up for September.
Yeah, so
But
October should be the new ad edit, not the old ad edit, correct?
Okay, I don't know.
Like, I'm not sure what you signed up for, but there is already a recording. So if you get access to the recording, which was pushed out, I pushed them out to all of my agents. I'm not sure if your office is doing the same thing, because I attended that particular training program with Trev. And then because they gave me a recording of that, I just took the recording, I gave it to my administrators, and I said, you know what, make sure everybody in the branch gets a copy of this recording.
Okay, can
Because
I
it's
have
something
it
that we're
from
gonna
you?
have to-
Is it okay if I text you, if you can please?
Yeah, absolutely. So I can forward you my version, right? I don't like stepping on other managers' toes, to be quite honest. I don't
But
like
he's
emailing you guys
new.
directly from
Charles,
other
he's
branches.
new. He just came, 2 days ago. I rather please, if that's
Okay,
okay.
yeah, I'll send it to you if you want to send me well, you have my email, right?
Yes, thank you.
What I'll do is I'll reply to your email and I'll send you the video, okay? So
Thank
yeah,
you.
I'm not here to talk about the new ad edit because that is a 1-hour video in itself. Okay, what I wanted to, I'm just trying to get through everything that's available in this realm listing. It also links to RealNet. There's a separate RealNet training that you guys could take. But because my commercial agents use RealNet all the time, my pre-construction agents use RealNet all the time. So if you wanted a link to RealNet, it is available from the Realm platform as well. So let's keep going, guys. I'm going to shut this down. Okay. And I'm actually going to go back. Click on back. It's going to take me back to basically the home menu. So what we've basically done is selected a listing, and all we basically did was put in the criteria on geographically and use the map search, right, to actually physically see this. Now, if you want to change the criteria, let's say, no, I don't want to see properties for sale. I want to see properties for lease. You can make that change in this tab, right? And I'm going to click done. And let's refresh this. I don't know why it's not refreshing. Interesting. Let's try this. We want lease. Oh, it's sale and lease. I'm sorry. So I forgot to click off sale, and I just wanted lease. And oh my God, is there nothing available in the beaches for lease? There's got to be some. Oh, wait a minute. Here they are. Sorry. So, oh wow, almost $7,000 a month. So 59 Hambley, it's the lease available. Wow, what's going on here, guys? Have I been out of it that long? Janelle Cameron has a house for lease for almost $7,000 a month. Okay. All right. I used to live in the beaches, and my neighbor behind me was Junkyard Dog, Jerome Williams, and I think he was leasing that house back in the early 2000s for like $3,000 a month. So things have obviously changed a lot. Okay. So this is where you would click on a tab to change that. Also, if you're looking for unavailable listings, I would toggle this. So if you're doing a historical search in that particular area, you can see the history, right, of any one of these particular listings and see exactly what they leased for. Okay. Well, obviously, if it's not freehold that you're looking for, you're going to click on the next tab. Okay, and let's say we want condos. Okay, and let's get rid of freehold. There are obviously not a lot of condos in this particular area. Let me get down to Queen Street where there are a lot more of. And there is Q Beach. So I actually used to live right here on Winter's Circle. And yeah, there's a condominium right at the top of my old street here. 1765 Queen Street. They're asking for almost $3,000. Let's click on this. And as you can see here, we can navigate through all the photos very quickly, right? And if I click on the center of this, I know that a lot of us are used to clicking on the middle of a photo in Stratus. It brings up all the photos. What they've decided to do is to give you the thumbnails at the bottom, and then you can actually, select them from underneath, or if you want to use the arrows, you can obviously go back and forth. And it's actually a nice condo. Don't mind.
Charles, can I ask a question? It's Sandy.
Hey, Sandy. Yeah.
Hi. So when you're looking up properties that have sold, You know how normally in Trev it's like defaulted back for 2 years? How far back does this history go? Like, do we have the option to change it so that we could look at like as far back as, you know, day one? Or
So they are migrating the entire database over. Okay. So obviously, when you want to go into if you want to look at available and unavailable, you're going to have to go into the archives. Okay. So is that what you're asking?
Yeah. So is there a tab to press?
Yeah. So because they haven't migrated the entire database over, right? You will eventually see include archive data.
Okay. So
Okay.
so was it safe to assume that anything that's unavailable, if it's sold, is going back 2 years
Correct.
right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So live
Right.
data, right, will be 2 years. Archive data will be beyond that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So let's keep going. We
And-
were in condos, and you can
May I
actually
ask-
select and you can filter out all those different categories here. Let's go to the next button. How many bedrooms, how many bathrooms can be selected from this button? Okay, so let's say I need a minimum of 2. Right, it's going to filter out all the 1 bedrooms, and I need a minimum of 2 bathrooms. It's going to filter out all the ones with only 1 bathroom. Okay, and obviously the most obvious one here is price. It should be you know, really non-consequential. I have a budget of 2,500. The beaches seems to be quite sparse. Yeah, there's one right here. So this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom for almost $2,000. 22 days on market. Oh, it's unavailable. I clicked unavailable, guys. So obviously that's not going to work. Let's go into available again.
Charles, you know, in Stratus, we go T minus 60 or T minus 30. Can we do that this year as well?
Yeah, you know what? That's a very good question. Let's see. So if I go into the price, it's all categorized. Okay, so because you have to pick a price range. Are you talking? So you're talking
So
about
I
price
want
or
to-
days on market, or what are you talking about?
And so unavailable, like sold, you know how we can say last 6 months of sold?
Ah, the date when it was sold,
Yeah,
No,
so
last update, Charles, last
last
update.
update, right?
T minus
So-
60, T minus 500, whatever.
You know what? So let's click on more filters here. You see where it says
Okay,
from
there it
date?
is.
That was
Yes,
the next button. Is that what you're asking?
yes,
Yeah. So is this help you?
yes, that's
But
what.
yeah, you know what? As soon as I click on the field, it's asking me for a particular date. I think they've taken away that T minus function, to be quite honest. You're the first person to actually ask me that, but that was a very good question because I do remember using that periodically.
I
because
still do that in Stratus.
I know. You know what? There's going to be a few things about Stratus that we're all going to miss. That's probably going to be one of them. Wouldn't you agree? Okay, so
That's fine. We'll learn new things.
we're going to learn new things. Okay,
Charles?
so
In the
Yeah, was there another question?
in the old Stratus, it used to do that as well. It used to ask like a from to date. That would request like a specific date, but if you typed in, it would sometimes still just remove the calendar and still work. I don't know if it would still work here, if it's just
well,
gonna
I'll
not
try
allow
that,
it.
right? So, but the thing about it is, like, how are you putting in the date field? What's really
T minus
difficult about
90.
Like in,
Well,
in
and
the from
that's, you know
section
what,
where it's like
if it's a
from,
free form field, it's very difficult. So let's say I wanted to go
Oh,
back
okay.
to January, January 20th. So I type in 1/20/2022. Does that work? It does.
okay, there we go.
Okay.
So yeah, so I guess it's just a slight change in how
So-
you gotta back that 120 off in your own head and then type it in.
So can you
That's
try
right.
typing in T minus 120 and see if that would work? Or it
Yeah.
won't?
See, so you go T minus.
120.
Nope.
No.
It doesn't know what you're asking.
I got 4 months in your head. It'll work.
Okay, so now I
Yeah, do 4 months in your head. That's a good idea.
Let's use it on my fingers, Charles. I need my fingers and toes.
No, this is great interaction, guys. You know, you're obviously you're pointing out things that you know, I didn't even honestly consider, because when I was actually asked to beta test this, I just wanted specific information, and you know, I actually kind of forgot about all the Stratus stuff, and I just kind of rejigged my brain to see what is the shortest path of me getting the information that I'm physically looking for. Now, when you guys start to play with the system, I would love it, because I'm still on the MLS technologies committee. I would love your feedback. So you can always email me at charlespark416@gmail.com. I'll put that in here right now. Let me, oh, why is this doing this?
But I think, Charles, this function of like the, last 60 days is especially relevant right now, especially when you're listing an appointment, because they're still back in January and February in their brains, and we need to just be able to focus in on the last 30 days.
Absolutely. So we know the day is the 22nd, right? But here's how my brain works. It's September 22nd. What's August 22nd?
Yeah.
Right? 8/22/2022.
The only difference when you used to print it, it would come up, right?
Yeah.
Now it's whatever.
Right? To today?
Yeah.
All right. I want to see what's let's see. I want to see price changes. Right? And I don't care about days on market. There's actually zero. Actually, you know what? Let's rejig this this whole search. We don't want leases, we want for sale. We want, let's say, unavailable. Okay, so we'll get rid of available. We don't want condo, we want freehold. Okay, we're gonna click off of condo. We want a minimum of 3 bedrooms. Okay, a minimum of 2 bathrooms, not 2. There we go. Okay. We want a price of up to, because we're in the beaches area here. Whoa, what's going on here? Yeah, let's see, 500,000 to 1.4 million. Okay, that's done. And let's see what the map does. There it is, only one. 5-wheeler. I guess my choice of price was too low for the beaches. All right. My internet speed seems to be slowing down here. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. So does that sort of answer your question as to how to do a historical search? That's relevant. Oh, let me go into the chat box again. Please shoot me an email and reply with recording. Please send Sam a. Okay, so Sam, everybody that has registered for my class will get a copy of this video and all the attachments. You don't have to give me your email address for that. It's automatic. Yeah. Great. Yeah, guys, you guys don't have to send me your emails. If you're in this class and you got in here because you registered for the class, you're all gonna get a copy of this recording. Okay, great. Now, does anybody have any questions regarding the whole search process? Because I want to move on from that.
Charles, just want to add, just as new agents, we got training from both on Realm and Stratus at the same time. So honestly, I would say that Realm is far more user-friendly.
And you know what? That I think is from a new agent's perspective, is really valuable to me to hear, because I think because you guys are seeing it for the first time and you're not used to the old, you're seeing the new and appreciating the way that the new one works. Am I correct?
Yeah, because we could relate more this to the clients as well, because there is a functionality here where we can actually give access to the clients as a client, something like a password.
Oh man, you're jumping the gun. You're stealing my thunder. Okay, hang on a second, guys. I want to go into here, which is the next button at the top here. So now we all are pretty familiar on how to accomplish a search. Okay, so if you're comfortable on accomplishing searches, you graduated to save now. Let's click on save. I do have a number of saved searches. Okay, so when I'm actually doing a search, I can actually save that search at the bottom. Right, let's go back to the previous search. Once I created a search, there is an opportunity for me to save that particular search in the top right-hand corner. So if I wanted to go back and just save that previous search, I could have done that right then and there. Actually, if I pull down this menu, right, I can actually, I believe there is an opportunity to, yeah, I can actually see some of the other contact in which I've actually put into the system, because I've actually been doing searches for several people in the past in Realm. And I can actually do a search depending on the client's name or the name of the search. Okay, let's click on saved, and we are going to go into searches. Scarborough leases. I actually just did this recently. If I actually click on the 3 buttons in the right hand side, I can go into the settings for this particular search. I can actually, small photo. This is actually, I'm gonna resave this. This is actually a search that I created. I believe it was for a tenant Yeah, this was for a tenant that was looking for, I believe, a basement apartment in Scarborough. Okay, so any questions on the save search portion? Because I don't want to spend too much time on saving the searches.
Is this the same as prospect searches or that's different?
No, that's a little bit different. So we're going to get into that next. This is the big one. This is the big reason why I think Realm is superior. Realm obviously takes the technology from Collaborate. Now, did you set up a Collaborate account?
You need to even ask that, Charles? No.
No, you didn't. Okay, so you wouldn't know from Collaborate to go into Realm the functionality that Collaborate created for Realm. So we're gonna jump into that right now. When I get a new client, the first thing that I want to do, and I'm sure you guys are doing this as well, is add their contact information into the MLS system. So what I'm going to do over here, right, I'm going to pull down, right, and I'm going to add a new client in the top right-hand corner. Now I'm going to add, I actually have a Yahoo email address, and I'm going to call myself Chuck. That's my first name. Obviously, my last name is Park. Okay, and yeah, I'll put my phone number in here. And I'm going to put in my Yahoo email address. So for those of you who've known me for a while, I use this email address for all my junk mail. You know, when you go to a store and they ask you for your email address, they can have this one. Okay. Now you see the bottom of this particular form. There's something called Save an Invite. I'm going to click Save an Invite. Now this pulls the technology from Collaborate, right? And this is the invitation that you're going to be sending your client now. So Charles Park has invited you to Realm. Okay, and if I can just send this right now, right here, right now. Now let me close this. Because you sent a request to your client, I'm going to share with you and change my view here. Okay, and I'll pull my phone off. Let's see how long this takes.
So if I just save and later on I want to share, can I do that or I have to start over again? This is need to hear.
So I say that again. You've got to save search.
So you saved it. There were two tabs. One was save and it says save and share.
No, save an invite.
Invite. I apologize. Yeah, invite.
Right. So save
So
an
if you
invite
click
means
on,
yeah, you can save your client's information without inviting them to Realm.
but
Well,
can I
why would
later
you
on
do
go
that?
back and invite them?
That's a good question because you know what? I've never invited anybody that way before. You know what? Let's try that next time around. Now I'm gonna hold this up to you guys. As you can see, this is my Yahoo inbox. You can see what this is going to look like when your client receives it. I'm gonna click on it. Okay, so that's all my information. You're invited. Okay, this is what your client's going to see, and you're gonna complete registration and sign in. Okay, now I'm gonna click that button. I don't know which one of these is my camera. I'm going to set up a new account. Okay. So if you see here, there's a username. I'm going to call myself Chuck. Oops, Chuck. 2001 CA. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm going to actually use a number here because I think I've already created an account. I'm going to create a password. Now I'm going to choose my own password. Oops. And it's going to ask me to reconfirm that password. Right. I'm going to verify that I am Chuck Park. It's got my email address. Okay, so I filled out all this stuff on the registration form. At the bottom, it says create new account. I'm going to save the password. So what this has basically done is it is now giving your client the same access that you have. See that? So for those strategy users, this never existed. So you've actually given your access to Realm to one of your clients. Now, if I were to go in here, right, and create a new search for myself, freeholds for sale. Okay, here are my filters. Okay, I want to select an area. Let's say I want York region. Okay, there we go. X, I've got York region, municipality, I want Richmond Hill. I used to live there.
Charles, can I ask you a question?
Yep.
Because like, it sounds like, so basically by giving access to Realm, because at one point, the whole idea, the reason we went to the authenticators is because we were giving out, like agents were giving out past, like their login information to their clients. So at one point we had more people on the board than actual registrants. Yeah, and I guess the reason the agents were giving out access to their clients so that they can search on their own. So is this going to be like a limited functionality, or how much of a access, like you said, like giving
So
them similar access?
This is a business to client platform,
Right.
which is why this platform is giving permission legitimately to your client to search our MLS through you. You gave them the access, giving them their own password and user login to do this. Why would you ever give them because your login has access to so much more than just searching MLS.
No, that's what I'm asking. Like, is it, so basically it's like there are certain restrictions. Like
Just to the MLS searching. It's not going to give
Right.
them Geowarehouse. It's not going to give them property details. It's not going to give them, we also have access to RealTrack, which is a commercial database. You get all that stuff through your paid Krebs subscription. That's not what this is. This is purely an MLS platform.
So it's more
Only-
like a realtor.ca, but we can trace what they're doing.
Right. So what I'm doing right now, I'm actually, if you see here, oh, it's a little bit bright. I don't know if this is okay. So I want to see, I'm setting up a search right now in Richmond Hill, and I want a minimum of 3 bedrooms, right? I want a minimum of 3 bathrooms. Okay. Total parking spaces, I want 2. Okay. Here we go. The rest of it doesn't really matter to me. I'm going to click on done.
So this is, can they do solds as well or only available?
Yes. Like-
Very honestly, Charles, I'm not a fan. Like as it is, to be honest with you, I think when realtor.ca came, it's giving the public like free access behind the curtain. That's just my opinion, you know.
So Dee, whether
and-
they get this from you or they get this from like and I'm going to say it, there's a company called House Sigma.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
would you like to know what they're searching for on your platform, or would you like to give that to
I
House Sigma?
appreciate that, but what I do is I determine with them what they're looking for and I set up the prospect search and they get the hot sheet every day.
Right.
And because otherwise, you know what, very honestly, they're going to go crazy. Suddenly I'm going to be driving my ass out to bloody Kawartha Lakes and Aurelia and everything else because they're suddenly hopping on looking at pretty pictures and I'm done. Just saying. Like when I do my prospect searches, I'm keeping them focused. If they've got free reign and access to everything, like it's a big can of worms just for me.
Okay.
I know
You
I'm
know what?
very old
I-
school.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I think you have the ability to control how you do your business, right? Now,
Yeah.
to throw another wrench in, because like this Remax launching the KVR, and that is actually analyzes how they search. So I guess the question is, would this connect to the KVR, or because because otherwise you're taking him away from that, because that actually provides you analytics.
So I get you got your concern. What we're really talking about is the evolution of our clients' interactions with our MLS system. Is that what we're ultimately talking about here? It's an evolution, guys.
Absolutely.
It's not we're not devolving, we're evolving. And this is what the consumer is expecting, actually. So the control aspect, you know what? Maybe we should go right back to the 1980s, 70s, and 80s. And we should not have an MLS system. We should print everything on paper and leave that paper sitting in the brokerage. What do you think?
Hey, Charles, don't knock it. I came from that book. We had a lot of control.
Why am I knocking you?
No, I'm kidding. I'm joking around. I'm saying like it was kind of fun, but it was a very different role that we played, right? We were the gatekeepers.
Yeah, we were the gatekeepers of the information. Are we the gatekeepers of information anymore?
No,
No, we're not.
We play a different role altogether.
Right? Whether they get that information from you or not, right, will determine whether or not they're going to work
Yeah.
with you. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
It's a different way of thinking, I know. And some of us aren't used to it. But it's true. Maybe you guys don't like what I'm saying. I don't know.
We're going contrarian now, Charles. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I know. I remember waiting in front of a brokerage for those tear sheets to be dropped off out of that van,
Yeah,
right?
You know what it is? And maybe like this, obviously, I've been around a long time, and I think it's the hard to relinquish the control. And I think I don't know if the public is seeing value in us anymore, because they're thinking, well, what the hell do I need a real estate agent? And this is now, I'm not saying that this is true, but I'm seeing some perception is, why the hell do I need them? I can do all this myself. What exactly are these guys doing?
well, I think this is where we have to shift the focus from the point of, saying that the value of the real estate agent is the MLS system. That's not our value.
No,
Like,
our
he can
value
get
is
all
our
that information.
negotiation. Yes, our negotiation power and everything else. But I
There's a
think,
lot of other stuff, like it's
Yeah.
outside of the negotiation. A lot of time, it's like, there's that old adage, a lawyer who's got himself as a client is a fool, right? It's sometimes the question is, they're so close to things. Like, we have the ability to focus the client so much more. We can bring so much more value outside of the MLS system.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, I need to end this conversation.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because that's
all
not the
right.
purpose of the seminar. Okay, we're not here to argue about, the philosophy of whether or not we should be providing more information to our clients. Okay, I'm here to teach you the technology platform. Okay, so let me get through it. All right, Amir, do you have a related question or?
Yes, a
Amir, you got
question,
your hand up.
Charles. Basically, my question is, after we do give our clients this permission to use this platform, if we find them abusing the platform, or basically they're working with other agents and they still have access to this platform, can we deny?
You can remove it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you want to see how to do that?
sure, that would be amazing.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay, so let's go back into Realm. Right.
Charles, while you're doing this, just one quick question. This is the KV Core, because we are going to be rolling it out.
Oleg, I don't want to talk about KB Core right now. Can you let me
No,
get
I
through
know
this?
that. My only question, it goes back directly to this. When we set up the search through this for our clients and we give them the access, like, I guess, will this
It does
communicate?
not talk to KB Core, no.
Okay,
Okay, thank you. All right, so as you can see down here, you can re-invite them if they've forgotten their password, or you can disinvite them. Does that answer your question, Amir? Right, I can
Yes,
go to,
absolutely.
here's my sister. If I want to disinvite, here's a account recovery. Where are we here? Stephanie, actually, there's an account recovery. So I can actually click on this, and I can actually delete this particular contact. Okay, that's another way of doing it as well. If they're no longer in your system, they can no longer access our system. Okay, let's get going. Let's keep moving, guys. So now that we've invited somebody, I wanted to, actually, I'm not sure if this is in here. Let's go into some of the results. Contacts, shared. I know that Alex was using this quite often. I may have deleted them all in the past, but you know what? That's okay. So we're gonna recent and shared. No, that's not in here. Okay, so I deleted a lot of this stuff, but basically all I really want to get through this exercise is for you guys to invite people to your platform. They're going to get an email invitation. They can do searches directly through Realm. They can register their password and access it, even when, like, I get calls in the middle of the night asking, how much did this property sell for? Well, they don't have to do that anymore, guys. They can actually log in. You can see that they've logged in. If they like a property, you can see what they've liked. If they set up a search, you can see the search that they've set up. And then you can actually communicate back to them and say, I see that you're looking slightly out of the area that we originally discussed, right? May I ask a question, why, right? Is it because of your budget? Is it because things have changed? Like I recently had a client change their search parameters because the school that we were originally looking at is not the school they wanted their children to attend. So they started doing more research on school districts. They found the school that they wanted to attend, and they modified their search as a result. This stuff was completely done outside of any direct communication with me, but because I could see that they had modified their search, it posed the question. And I'm working with them, and they were actually very appreciative, and they're sharing with me interactively what their decision-making processes are.
Actually, I like this. In fact, it's good. They're not going to go on House Sigma because they're stealing the leads.
That's
So
right.
this way we can protect our clients.
You're protecting them. They're in a closed, secure environment, and you can actually work with them homogeneously. If they jump on House Sigma's platform and register for their platform, not only have they've given a competitor their information, you can damn well expect that one of their agents is going to be trying to harass them, right, to get their business.
Hey, Charles,
I
quick
had
question.
actually a buyer lead. They received a call from them, but thankfully they bought it from me. They told me that House Sigma called.
See, there's
Hey, Charles,
testimony right there as to why we need
on
this system.
the Collaborate, do they see like the brokerage remarks as well, where it tells them whether they're in holdbacks and things like that as well?
No, it's client
Okay.
remarks only.
And is there still any option, or have they come up with any option where it would, like a yes, no, or an information option, which would show that it's in holdbacks to the buyers or the clients as well?
Well, anything that's in the
Because I find
brokerage
that-
remarks does not show up to them.
Yeah, because I find that's the biggest issue. I have a lot of times, I was, especially, a few months ago, I'd have clients sending me listings, and that's no problem. They would send me listings every, 10 minutes. I'd be like, hey, no, that's in holdbacks. Your $4.99 is $7.30, not $4.99. So I was just
You know
wondering
what?
whether there's an option available to kind of, your clients can filter. If we're giving them access anyways, you might as well give them an access which says, hey, filter out a yes, no, is this in holdbacks type of situation.
So, we've actually already had that submission at the MLS Technology and Related Services Committee. One of the suggestions was if there is an offer date, obviously this is going back to when offer dates were prevalent. They wanted to include a date, right, of the offer presentation in MLS. It's still an open discussion. There are legal ramifications of putting that information into an MLS system. I believe TREB is open to putting in that field, but it's become less relevant now that the market has shifted. But as you can imagine, if there is an offer scheduled date in the brokerage remarks and there's no physical date field for us to relate to, you're absolutely right. We're manually combing through these listings and giving that information back to our clients. But
yeah,
can I,
like even in a Matrix, there's still a thing where it says like it has like offer details, and the same thing. You still have to comb through every listing to find it, but at least they have a section there that tells you, hey, there is an offer date on September 23rd. It's like, okay, at least I know, and it's a little bit easier to find than in the brokerage remarks, sometimes buried away.
absolutely, right? So you know what? It gives you an excuse to talk to your clients, and you know what? That's the one thing that actually separates you from the information that they have. They don't have access to all the information, so you're going to be the one that's going to be able to convey that to them.
So if
Okay.
they're writing notes for themselves, can we read their notes?
Actually, I've never tried reading their notes. I do get messages back from them, so there is a message feature in this. You know what? Just let me get through all of this so that we can answer the questions at the end of this. As a trial, I actually got a lead from someone here that lives here in Toronto who owns land in Italy. And I just thought, you know what, I'm going to try this document upload section, right? So I clicked on new, and I actually clicked on, so I uploaded this is like land registry information from Italy. And I just thought, you know what, I don't know where else I'm going to need to access this information. They wanted me to advertise Italian land here in Toronto because they thought somebody here in Toronto might want to buy it. And I thought, you know what, I better upload these documents directly to Realm. This information is readily available to you guys. And here's an example that you're looking at your screen. I think you guys might want to use this if you have surveys, right? And you want somewhere to store it, and you can actually start creating, like, if you want to get certain things off your computer and you want to get them on Realm, right? Because you're going to be, actively looking for this file. It's just another place to upload your documents. Okay. If there are other members that you want to communicate directly through Realm, you click on this top right hand corner. There's a little chat box, and these are some of the chats that I've had with certain agents through the system. So Leslie Yao is one of my agents at the Thornhill office. She was just playing around with it. She sent me a listing, and she was messaging me. So this is another messaging service that's available. Okay, so they've added that feature that wasn't available in Stratus before. Okay, let me move this. I can't see behind it. Here we go. Notifications. Oh, that's the sidebar here. I've got everything covering it. We're working in Zoom. So If you're looking at what your clients are doing, you can actually see it in the notifications, which is this little bell. So I just logged in, right, as a customer. My name is Chuck Park. I set up my account and I created a new search. And you can actually see the search that I created. I named it Langstaff Search, which is in Richmond Hill. If I click on that, it actually brings up the search parameters that I physically chose. Now, there are no matching properties. Now, maybe I'll go into unavailable. Done. Now, in Langstaff, 3-bedroom, right, 3-bathroom properties, this is a historical search, right? So I can do that as a customer, and I can see that search is also been set up by the client that I invited to Realm.
So are these terminated and expired as well?
Yeah, well, you can, let's go through this. So this particular one, this was Gazelle's listing, right? This was terminated. You see up here where it's in orange? See that? 1 Coburg. Okay, let's go back. What's another one? 82 Beresford. Terminated. Okay. Boy, we're batting 1,000 here. Let's take a look at some of the others. Oh, this one's sold. So this one's on 188 Bantry Avenue. Sold. Okay, 981, 880. Guys, it's one thing for me to show you. I think it would be easier if you guys actually physically do this yourself.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that just make sense? So if you want to practice, this is why I have multiple email addresses. I like to test things. I'm going to test it on myself before I test it on a client. Because I'll guarantee you, like my dad, you know, the guy's 77 years old. I had to train him on how to set himself up on at the time it was Collaborate, but now it's Realm. I'd be like, Dad, you're going to get an email. You're going to have to set up an account for yourself. Let's go through this together. Do you see this? Do you see that? Click on this. And he was asking me questions. And then he got used to the platform. He got more comfortable with it over time. And then he ended up started doing his own searches. So being his son, he was just like, you know what? Yeah, you almost feel like he doesn't need me anymore. But he was logging in and doing his searches. Every time he logged in, I could see that he logged in. It was great. I'm telling you guys. And I knew that he was interested in looking around.
I have a quick question. Just wondering about searches. That square that you had on the map, is that a square that you created? Like, do we have that option to, like, say we just want to do like a block, you know, or like 4 blocks or something? That square, did you create that?
No, this is actually the Langstaff. So this is the geographical component. So let's go in the top left-hand corner. So what Chuck did, okay, which is me as well, right? In the interface on my phone, he chose York, Richmond Hill, Langstaff. See that?
Yeah.
The map knows exactly where York, Richmond Hill, Langstaff is.
But my question is, what if we wanted to create like even a smaller grid?
Right.
You know, like
so,
maybe we had like say 6 blocks or something specifically, or something right along Langstaff or along Bloor Street. That's where the client's looking, whether it's, and that may cross into 2 different districts. Are we still able to create that type of map?
Okay,
and
so that functionality is in here. I'm going to find the draw. There is a drawing tool. I don't know if they've actually, there was
It's
some
on the
glitches
left
with-
side, Charles. It's on the left side where zoom in, zoom out. I
That's
see
right.
there's a
Okay,
pen,
right here,
there's a pen.
toggle draw mode. Okay, so let's say I wanted to live right on Bantry Avenue. Okay, because that's where the you know, all the public access is. And I don't want, you know, go out to Bayview and I'm going to draw this particular area. This is the only area that I'm going to consider living in. And then it's cut all that stuff out. Is that what we're asking here? If you want to make it an actual polygon, so let's remove all these shapes.
Yeah,
And
then do we have the capability of saving it like we did in Stratus?
Right. Okay, so I'm going to put, oops. This is the Polygon app. Oops. I don't know if it's my mouse or if it's this. Okay. I want to save this search. And I've saved it for the client, right? Save. Because I know the client does not want to live on Bantry, he wants to live along Yonge Street, but on the east side, maybe because of the school district. Okay? So Sandy, you're gonna be playing with this, I'm sure. Am I correct?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Playing, cursing, you know, all the same thing.
So, Sandy, I'm somewhat familiar with your job and your relationship to Lisa, right? I'm sure she's got you doing a lot of things, but obviously you're gonna have to be the expert, right, in these searches.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
and because you're
That's why
losing
I ask
Stratus,
all the questions, because like, I mean, if I don't know, you know, then it's, I'm of no use, right?
yeah, and
So,
we're gonna work. This is a work in progress, anyways. Like Realm is a very new system. So if you come across things that you were able to do in Stratus that you're unable to do in Realm for some particular reason, share that with me.
okay, I will,
Okay,
thank you.
and I'm sure together we're going to be able to figure it out. But the whole purpose of this is this is an introduction, guys. This isn't we're not diving into all the nooks and crannies of the platform. I want you guys to at least get started. The core searches that you guys conduct are all available in the platform right now. So it's 7:12 already, guys. I haven't even touched the other half of the seminar, so we got to get through this, okay? Okay, where am I here? That was the save searches. You've invited us. Oh, we were in notifications. I'm sorry. So as you can see every time people access the system, the notification tab is where you're going to want to go back and to see exactly what they're doing. There is the home button, which will bring you right back. Now, the home is always going to default, so it knows your recent searches. So whatever you've clicked on in the recently, it's going to show up at the top of the list. It's going to remind you what you were doing. And guess what? It actually uses artificial intelligence. Because I was doing East End, Danforth, and beaches searches, look at this on the left-hand side. It's giving me some statistical information as to what has happened in the last few months regarding average prices, the median price in those specific neighborhoods. Look at East End, Danforth, the beaches, Woodbine Corridor. I was doing all of these searches for my clients because they were looking for a home in the beaches. And guess what? It automatically assumed, boy, you seem to be doing a lot of searches in these pockets. Wouldn't you like to know what's statistically happening in those areas? And if I keep going down, there's a little bit of Trev news down here. There's a save. This was actually one of the homes that I saved. We actually never ended up putting an offer on this home, but they were so interested in the home, they just wanted to know exactly what was happening with it. Okay, and these are some land registry clicks that I've actually clicked on. Okay, this is a rental property that I own, and if I were to go into the land registry, it'll pop up, and it'll take me right into Geowarehouse. Okay, there's a legal description. Okay, I can buy the subdivision plan. Here is the sales history. Okay, and we're all familiar with Geowarehouse. This is the demographical information, all available from the platform. You don't have to exit the platform, right, to get any of this information. It's all right here. I'm gonna close the recent activity. Now, there's so much more in Realm. We're just scratching the surface here, guys. This is the main stuff that you guys are gonna be using probably on a day-to-day basis. This is a lot of stuff that you're not gonna be using on a day-to-day basis. And that's all contained up here in the quick link. So if you want to modify your profile, by the way, you can see that I've uploaded my own photograph, right? You can actually click on your profile and set up your profile right here. Okay. Realm CMA is a work in progress. I've heard both positive and negative feedback on how it decides what the suggested value of a particular property is. Okay. The listing inventory is here. Sold statistics is here. Land registry search is here. Geowarehouse. This is what I use most often, to be quite honest, guys. I'm gonna go right into Geowarehouse. Now, what was funny, if you guys were in part of my training just in the last little while, we were actually preparing a CMA for this address in the beaches known as 266 Glen Manor. There it is. Oh, that's not it. That's another one. 66 Glen Manor Drive. Is that it? Oh, no. Eliminated. Oh, that is the one. Okay. Let's take a look at this. No, that's not the one. Hang on a second here, guys. Which one did I? Okay, regardless, let's take a look at it. It doesn't matter. Let's take a look at this particular house, right? So you guys are all familiar with Geowarehouse. If you want to know exactly who the registered owner is, we can click on property report. Okay, so we know that Michael Santino Calura is the owner of this house. He bought it in 2002 for $619,000. You can verify the lot dimensions here. It also links to MPAC, so you're going to see the assessment value. There is the full legal description here. Now, because a lot of these old houses in the beaches, meets and bounds, you can see the full meets and bounds description in the legal description. And I know a lot of you are asking, okay, what do we do with a legal description like this? What I usually do is I will actually cut and paste this into a separate document. I will upload that probably as a schedule to the listing agreement, and I have people attach it as a schedule C, D, E, whatever you guys decide. Okay, we go further down. You can see that you can actually download a parcel register. Part of this training, guys, that I want to share with you guys, I don't know why, there's a lot of agents that are even seasoned that have never downloaded a parcel register on a property. And there's information in parcel registers that are incredibly vital in relationship to a property. Number one, for a lot of people, we know for a fact that we're experiencing power of sales now. And sometimes when you see a power of sale come up on the MLS system, you go into the parcel register for that particular property, and you could actually download the original mortgage documents if there's a mortgage on that property, and you can see what the original mortgage was. And that's all available for $30.40 plus HST, right? We can also go over here on the right-hand side, view other title reports. Okay, there's a plan image available for this property. It's only $15. So let's say you were going to list this property and they didn't have a survey. You can actually show up with some kind of survey, if you feel like spending the $15, and you can actually provide that as part of the listing presentation. Right, but if they indicate to you in the pre-qualification that they've got a survey for the property, excellent. Don't buy this. Don't waste your money because they've already got it. Okay, instrument images. It's only $3. In the training that I did the other day, we saw that there was a vacant property behind the property that was indicated. We took that instrument number. We did a search on it in Geowarehouse, and we found out who owned it and what it was all about and how it related to the property. So there was some kind of encumbrance. I think that it was alluding to an encroachment on that particular property. But if you wanted the details of that, $3, guys. You guys have this available at your fingertips, right? And also a property survey image.
Charles,
These are all available in Geowarehouse. We don't have to go into a situation blind. And that is the power of Geowarehouse. There was a time, and not that long ago, probably just 10 years ago, where the MLS committee was debating whether or not we should even have Geowarehouse. Is anybody around at that time? He actually took Geowarehouse away from us. And we actually, I think RE-MAX stepped up and said, you know what? We're going to give Geowarehouse to all of our agents. And then the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board actually reversed course and brought Geowarehouse back to us because it was such an uproar for the membership for taking it away. Oops, there's something in the chat box here. I'm sorry, I missed that. Arnella, your screen doesn't look like that. You're probably on a tablet. That's why. All right. All right, let's move on. I'm going to get out of Geowarehouse because we've got
Sorry,
very
Charles,
limited
can
on
I
time.
add one quick little thing?
Yep.
Charles, sorry. I took the ad edit course for the new ad edit that's coming up. And the one thing that they pointed out to me, which I thought was amazing on Geowarehouse, can I give you an address just so I can, just for an example, so you can see what I'm gonna point out?
Yeah, absolutely. Hang on. You know what? I'm going to take this link, okay, where it says watch recording. I'm going to put this in there here for you guys because I know there's a lot of people that I have a funny feeling none of you got this. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna put it in the chat box here. Who can see my messages? Everyone in the meeting, paste. Okay, guys, if you guys want to take this this webinar, it is now in the chat box. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna close that now. What I wanted to do, I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here because I'm trying to rush through this as quickly as possible. Sorry, Sandy, did that answer your question? I'm not sure.
No, I wanted to show you something.
Oh yeah, you wanted to actually search something, right?
Yeah. Can you go back to
Okay.
Geowarehouse?
Okay, let's go back to Geowarehouse. Absolutely.
You're gonna love this. So I searched something today just to check it out. Go into Peel region.
Yeah. On the right-hand side, change
Yeah,
regions
Peel.
to Peel.
Go to Peel. Mhm.
OP. Oops, right there. Yeah.
Yeah. And type in this address, please. It's
Okay.
4332
Yeah.
Highgate Crescent.
Yeah. There's one right here.
Okay, click on it.
Property report.
Yes, property report.
Okay.
Geowarehouse has been like really updating their information on properties. If
Yeah.
you scroll down,
Where do you want me to stop?
keep scrolling, keep going, keep going. Okay, here. See under enhanced data, under
Enhanced,
structure. So you're don't
enhanced
oh,
site
no,
and
no,
structure.
no. Stay on that screen, but just with your mouse. Okay, stop right there.
Right here. Yeah.
Right,
Enhanced
right
data.
there. Yeah. Okay. So see where it says number 1 and it says link home.
Right.
So that is a link property.
Yes.
So I didn't know that this feature existed. This was something I learned. So my point is, when people are putting, like processing a listing, or if you're getting a listing, this will tell you if it's detached, if it's condo, or if it's a link.
So
And links are the tricky little buggers, right?
yeah, well, let me ask you this. I'm looking at the satellite photo. It looks like a semi to me. Or are these roof lines overlapping?
They must be overlapping. I don't know. This property is currently listed on Trev.
Okay.
So what I did today specifically was just looking for link properties because I had noticed how enhanced the Geowarehouse report is becoming for a lot of properties. It's showing you what year it was built. Like it's everything. How many bedrooms, full baths, without having to buy the report.
You want to know what the dead giveaway is for this particular home?
How close it is to the other
How
property?
close it is to its neighbor. So we can see there is a separation in the roof line now.
But not everybody's going to see that. And link properties are tricky, right? Not everybody knows to ask, especially certain pockets, you'll know that there will be a link, more chance of there being a link property, right?
Absolutely. So, but
not everybody's used to searching that or finding out if that's what it is.
So as a seasoned real estate agent and me looking at this particular property, because the setback requirement, I know Mississauga, I used to live in Mississauga. I know that the setback requirements are supposed to be 3 feet. 3 feet is not here. There is not 3 feet. And for educating the people that are on this particular seminar, you guys have to understand the only way a builder can build this close to another house is if it was possibly linked. Okay? The setbacks, as over time, were clearly laid out, and the only way that the builders could get around the setback was to link it underground. And then the setback requirements were no longer in effect.
If you don't have access to a survey, right? If the seller can't provide it for you or whatever, I was just blown away at how Geowarehouse has been updating the information.
Right.
Further down, and the fact that it actually states the link property. I just think that's cool. That's just something I wanted to point out because
you know what? Let me look for something here because I actually Kilbride Crescent. I actually got a survey. Where is it here? No, Kilbride. Where was the Offering
I remember you
Kilbride.
sending me a sample survey that showed how to.
Yes, I actually, that's what I'm
It says
looking for,
time.
because I did an offer on Kilbride, and it was a survey. And I can't remember where I might have gotten it from landsurveyrecords.com.
Mhm.
Right, I'm looking for it. Offer completed inspection survey.
Actually,
did
there
I
you go.
send
That's
this to
the one
you?
you sent to me. That's the sample, exactly.
That's the sample I sent you a long time
Yeah.
ago, right?
Yeah, and I've kept that. I've held
You
on
kept
to
the
it.
sample. Okay, so for the benefit of people that are looking at this, right, let me download this because I'm using a new computer. Right, let me download the survey, and I'm going to show you exactly where the link actually occurs. This is a very interesting exercise that you guys can all probably relate to. Let me maximize this so that you guys can see. All right. Kilbride is actually, I believe it was this one, part 15. Okay, lot part 15. And there is actually in this, oh, no, it's this one. I'm sorry, part 22. I'm going to try to zooming in. Let me see if this zoom works. And I'm going to scroll down a little
Here's the
bit.
triangle portion. It's one of those, there's two of them. There's the two properties there,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken.
But you see, I'm not sure if you guys can see this on the devices that you're using, but there's
No.
something in here that says tie. Right here, TIE. See that? These two houses are linked with a tie bar, which is why they can exist so close to 0.7 meters
It's
from the
not
lot line.
expanding. It's not
See that?
expanding.
It says TIE here, and it says TIE here. Now, what was interesting about this particular listing when I put in an offer on it, it was not disclosed that it was a link. And I preemptively downloaded the survey. I think I got it from landsurveyrecords.com. And I told the listing agent, did you know this was a link? No. Didn't even know what a link was. And we ended up bailing out of the deal, purely based upon non-disclosure. Okay, great. Thanks for bringing that up, Sandy. That's a huge lesson to be obviously learned. You don't want people to learn the hard way of stuff like that.
It was
Don't you
just a
think?
tip. It was just a tip that they showed us, which I thought was really awesome.
It was amazing, right? Now you and I have known each other for a very long time. I can see that I've sent you all sorts of samples. Thanks for bringing that up because it was a huge education, especially the new agents on this call.
Charles, is it a disadvantage to have a link property? I mean, compared
Yes.
to the normal ones? Okay.
Yeah, it is. You can ask me why? I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you
but
some
I
other
don't
time,
want
because
to.
that's not
I
part of
don't
this
want to take
training.
your time.
No,
I know, I don't wanna
it's
take-
not part of this training, guys, okay? So
Okay.
we're gonna go down the rest of this. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna minimize this. So we went into Geowarehouse. Top CMA was actually a paid CMA subscription, right? Your old collaborators here, classic CMA. This is actually the CMA that I taught the other day, which is the Strata CMA. Here's your listing add edit. So I'm not going to go into that because that's a completely separate training course as well. If you want more information about Realm, there's the tile. Okay, the training webinar on this particular platform is right here. Okay, City of Toronto neighborhood maps. For those of us who are old enough to remember, we migrated from the DOS system of TrevNet and started using actual neighborhood names to identify geographically where homes were located. IDX management, I'm not going to get into either because it really has to do with your enhanced or virtual office websites and so on and so forth. I'm going to let you guys get through all of these links on your own. I briefly want to talk about web forms and Authentisign. If you guys are interested in learning how to do the web forms and linking that to your Authentisign account and creating templates, that's all in here as well. Okay, so there's two ways that now I've showed you to get into web forms and Authentisign. One is directly from the listing. You just click on the web forms Authentisign link, and you can go into the tiles and you can directly access it from there. Okay. Any questions? We've got half an hour left to get to the last half of this seminar. I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to shut this down. I really want to show you guys something that not a lot of you are aware of. Shut that down. And that is ITSO. Now,
Charles, can I ask a question?
sure.
You know, on Stratus, how you have, when you open up your Stratus every day, you can choose C1, C2, W1, W2 to see the new listings. Do you have that on here?
Yeah, your, I think it's called quick links, right?
On this one, is it called, well, on Realm? Because I know whenever I open it up, I have certain areas that, yeah, here.
Right.
You
So
know,
when you go into search properties on,
Yeah.
oh shoot, it logged me out.
yeah, I know. So you have areas that you want to see every day. You want to see
Every
the
single day. So what this does is, what it's using it's using artificial intelligence to predict what it thinks you want to pay attention to. So if you're constantly doing searches like it was doing for me in the beaches, then it's always going to be giving you beaches statistics and updates on what's happening in the beaches. But you're absolutely right. If you want to set yourself up on instant notifications, that can all be done as well.
Well, you can. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, honey, we got to get through the rest of this.
That's okay. I
I
just
really
wanted
want to talk about ITSO. For those of you who are already members of the Mississauga Real Estate Board through TREB, I know that some of my Frank Leo agents are members of BDAR. It is the same database, 2 different real estate boards. This is your opportunity to become a member of 22 different real estate boards with data sharing agreements with 3 or 4 additional boards on top of that. Let me show you what it quickly looks like here. So this is the login. I gotta get into my login credentials. Where are we here? So my membership ID is MI5143. My password.
Charles, do you set us up on that?
I can, but there's an application form available through your admin. So I'm going to click on ITSO Matrix. So for my Matrix users, this is going to look very familiar. Okay, you guys are going to be like, oh, there's Matrix. That's what I'm used to. Okay. The beautiful thing about Matrix, I'm going to be quite honest with you guys, and this is another thing that I wanted to show you about Realm, is that when you do a residential search, right, you no longer have to put in the region, municipality, neighborhood, city, all that kind of stuff. Like if I wanted to do a search on Barrie, it's right there, right? So now, and if you look at the bottom left, like there's 5,000 listings at Barrie, right? Obviously, I want to look at active, okay, in the top left-hand corner. And let's say I wanted an update between a certain period of time. I want to see what happened from the beginning of September, right, till now, right? Oops. September 1st till 22nd. There you go. Okay. And it's going to narrow. There's only 92 matches. If I wanted to do a little bit more, I just want to look at houses. I'm down to 127. I want detached. Right. I'm down to 119. Obviously, I want freehold. And let's say I'm going to limit to 2 stories. I'm down to 65. And well, that should be good enough. Let's look at the results. All I did was type in Barrie. Now, for my Toronto Regional Real Estate Board agents here who don't have access to this, you guys can't see this. Because you're not a member. And Barrie seldomly puts their stuff on TREB. And vice versa. I don't see a lot of TREB members running up to Barrie for a listing in downtown Toronto saying, can I put this on your board? It's just not happening as much. So if you're looking for listings, right, outside of your local real estate board, it's best to become a member or have access to that member's database. And I just wanted to quickly show this to you guys, because if I click on map, you guys can go into Stratus right now if you really want. You don't get this information. You just don't. And I know that a lot of people are like, but I see Barrie on TREB. Yes, you do. And those are only usually the interboarded listings or the Toronto listings. But they're not all the listings. And alternatively, let's look at this. I can go to realtor.ca. I'm looking for condos that are on Kempenfelt Bay. I already set this up. I can actually go to realtor.ca, but look at this. This particular home, right? Look at this MLS number, 402-98472. That's not a TREB number. How do I get the broker details of this particular listing. I'm sure some of you experienced this as well. I can go back to Matrix, right? And I can actually put right in here, get rid of all this, physical local MLS number, hit enter, and there it is. That's the actual broker listing available to us. Now, this is roughly about $100 a month. Now, if it's too much for you to afford $100 a month and you don't need this information, completely skip everything that I just said. But during the pandemic, there was a vast number of agents whose clients decided to migrate outside of the Greater Toronto area into these outside board regions. And I kept getting call after call after call saying, how do we get this information? And there's a little bit of protectionism that goes on with these outside board members. When they hear a Toronto real estate board member is coming into Barrie and they want all the brokerage information, you get resistance, you get friction. And, you know, it's almost like they don't want you to be operating up there. So what we did is we said, fine, we'll pay for the membership ourselves. And that's what we went out and did. And which is why you're taking a look at my Mississauga Real Estate Board access. It has a partnership agreement with BDAR, which is the Barrie Regional Real Estate Board. And I can see everything that they can see. Okay, any questions about that, guys? There's something in the chat here. Adam, yes, if broker doesn't send you broker listing, you're at a stall without paying extra. Okay, so I'm gonna go on a little bit of a limb just to let you know, because we are members and we have a number of agents that are members. If it's a one-off that you need, if you do contact, you know, between the hours of 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, my admins at each one of my branches have access to this as well. So if you give them the MLS number, right, they can quickly go in there and they can email you this information. It's that quick. If I go down here, I can just click on email, right? And if I want to email that to Chuck, CHU. All right, subject, I just click send. Okay, and there we go. It's sent. All right, so that's just another piece of information, right? And the technological platform that's available to you guys, should you be looking for it. Okay, boy, we have only 20 minutes left. Have I gotten through? Oh, I was gonna show you the mobile app. Let me stop sharing this. All right, I still got 27 you on the hook here. So let's do this. I'm going to log into my phone. Oh, by the way, you guys all might want to do this as well. I created a file folder. Focusing? I'm having trouble focusing. Okay. In the top corner there, you can actually see the Realm icon. If you actually go to your app store and type in Realm, R-E-A-L-M, MLP, I believe it is. Let me go into my app store. Type in Realm, R-E-A-L-M. You can actually download the app for your phone. And the beautiful thing, I'm just going to open mine because I'm already logged in. Does anybody want to give me a listing? Sandy, what was that address again? It's still open on.
Sorry, hold on 1 second.
Did I close it already? Wasn't Haslett? No.
It's okay. 4332.
Okay, so watch this, guys. If you can see my screen, I'm going to click on a little search button right beside the word Realm. What was it?
4332. Highgate Crescent.
It's the first listing right at the top. You see that? Is that the house?
Charles, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
So,
Hello?
We can hear you now, but we didn't
Now
hear
we
you.
can.
yeah, we
last
could
few
hear you,
minutes.
but no.
Okay, so can you guys see this listing on the camera? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. What did I do? I just typed in the address.
I like that.
I don't know why. I still get agents calling into the office saying, yeah, Maria, can you look up this address?
Well,
I just saw a sign. You look up this address. Why are you calling into the office for this?
so Charles, I just downloaded, but it says user ID and password
Yes. What is your trip number?
9530622.
Type it in. Watch what happens.
And then password will be the same?
It's your 4-digit password, and then you got to put in your authenticator,
Okay, thank you.
right? So if you have Realm on your phone, and someone tells you, "Yeah, I'm on the street." What was this? Highgate? Let's try this all over again. Get out of this. Let's open this up again. Back to the home screen. Back to the home screen. Was that on Highgate? I'm just going to type in Highgate. Highgate. I was on this street called Highgate. Can you tell me some details about this? You pull out your phone and you type in whatever information your client gives you, and you find the listing. You don't need to know what TREB district it's in. You don't need to know the neighborhood name. You don't need to know C1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't need to know any of that stuff. That's how far we progressed. Now, let me show this to you. That's all. There's my real estate folder. If you guys are members of MREV, you have something called prospect.
Charles, we can't hear you when you.
Yes,
move
you
the
just,
screen.
you're out again. If we're members of who?
If you're members of MREV, you will have an app that you can download called Prospect. See that?
No,
Everybody
we
see that?
can't see the screen. It's all white and light.
It's all white. I don't know if it's the angle. Hang on, let me close my screen here. Geez, maybe if I make my room really dark. That work? Hang on a second. Okay, anyways. Here, I'm gonna try one more thing, guys. I'm making my room darker. Oh, light off. Angle. Nope. What happened there? Angle. You know what? I'm gonna have to download that application.
What's
I
the
just
name
see a
of the
red
app?
and green.
Prospect, but if you have to be an MREV member, okay?
It's called Prospect?
It's called Prospect, but you have to be an MREV member.
I
to
am,
download
I
this
am.
particular app. What this particular app does, it actually allows you to do a map search on all the ITSO boards. And if you could actually see this, I don't know
Charles,
why.
if you bring your brightness down a little bit, I think it'll be more.
Maybe, yeah, you're right. My brightness down, see if that works.
Better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now it's possible.
Okay, so I brought my brightness down, great. So I was looking for properties in Barrie, right? You can see all the listings, right, in Barrie. And that is available with your MREV access. So if you guys are trying to, so Barrie, London, Guelph, Oakville, Milton, Burlington, Hamilton, Peterborough, Lakelands, which is up in Muskoka. These are all ITSO members. So if you're going to be operating outside of the Greater Toronto area, you're going to need this information. Okay? How much time we have? 15 minutes left, guys. Oh my gosh. Let's do this real quick here. Right, so any questions? Okay, do we want to talk about cost? So the Mississauga Real Estate Board is $900 membership fee for 1 year. And there's an initiation fee of $300. And that's why I call it $100 a month. Now, if you renew your membership year after year, you don't longer charge you the $300 initiation fee. It's just the $900 or whatever that particular fee might be. Okay. Perfect. All right. Let's finish this off. Social media. I've got 14 minutes to talk about social media. All right, let's get back into my screens here. Hopefully I'm still in here. Let's share this. So for a lot of my agents, we actually learned years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago, of a platform called Broker Bay. Now, so back at you media. And this is, I'm going to show this to you. Where's my share screen? It's hiding on me. There we go. Share. So this is a dashboard for Social Bay, which is part of Back at You Media. Now, for anyone who is subscribed to the tech package and are new agents, you are getting this for free for 1 year. So I hope you have all set up your profile. Now, in order for this to work properly, you need a Facebook business page, and it will link your Instagram, your Twitter, and your LinkedIn accounts, right? All simultaneously. So what you do is you give Back at You Media permission to access all of those platforms. And you're like, well, what does it do? It creates content for you. So click on the content calendar, and you can actually customize this. So we're already in the 22nd, okay? So this is my pending posts that are going to go out there, and I can preview them just by clicking on them. You guys getting the audio? So that's just an example of some of the video content that's going to go out on all my social media platforms. And keep in touch, and you become more relevant to the people around you that follow you on social media. Okay. Now the cost of this, I believe if you buy it directly from Back at You Media, is about $90 US per month. Sounds like a lot of money. We at Remax West have negotiated a discount. I believe it's about $35 a month. And we've given you the bronze package. Now you might ask, you know what? I create all my own content, Charles. What other benefit might there be? Well, guess what? If you have a listing, what this system will do, it will, as soon as you broker load that listing up to the MLS system, the DDF fee, the data distribution fee from the Canadian Real Estate Association, will load this directly into Back at You Media. And it will automatically post your listing on all your social media platforms. And in turn, you will have an opportunity, because all the people that follow you will obviously get to see all the content. And isn't that what you basically want? How about the people that don't know you? How do you get them to see your content? That's the paid advertising component. And I've actually paid, on average, for every listing that I've had, about $200 to $300, because these are all in US dollars. Okay. And I've gotten, on average, about 2, 3, 4 leads by advertising my listing, right? The paid advertising, so that I can get leads. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of the time, it's people that live in the immediate area.
Charles,
Yep.
do you, when you're advertising this, do you get to choose the area you want to advertise?
Yes. So you can pick the geography and the demographics,
Okay.
right, through your advertising portal. So when I actually this is my sister's house, guys. So you can take a look at this MLS number. You'll see the actual property report, and you can actually see, right, I reached 6,960 people. The impressions were over 10,000. The engagement was almost 1,600. And this is a preview of what that advertising looked like. I'm going to talk to the people who are not technically savvy. How long would it take you to create this content on your own listing? Anybody want to venture a guess? Hours? I'm willing to bet that it'll take some of you days to create this content.
Yeah, for new ones, it takes time to learn. Like to just learn, it takes like 1 to 2 months. Like just Facebook ads.
Absolutely.
And then running those ads, it's a really big headache.
It's a headache, guys. I'm not asking you guys to be technologically brilliant. I'm asking you that if you're not good at this, then pay someone to do it for you. And guess what? At a very cheap cost, we can do this for you. Okay? Now, this is just one of many platforms that are available to you guys. Oh, there's something in the chat box here. Adam, 3 years, you agree. Okay? So I think for those people who are actually using the platform and getting leads, I think it's important for you guys to conscientiously try to become relevant in the social media sphere. Okay, I'm going to close this. And if I go back, you're asking me about leads, guys. I'm going to click on my leads tab. And these are leads, okay, right, that I have gathered in the last little while. I have partial leads. And usually what people do when they actually click on my social media advertising, they type in their own address because they want to know what their property is worth. Now, I don't have Darren Josephs on the call right now. He's one of my Bloor West agents. Him and I co-listed a property on Canaf Crescent. And it was so funny because someone that was actually living in the building reached out to us through social media to list their own property. I forwarded that lead to Darren didn't have this platform. And I volunteered to allow him to use my platform in co-listing the property so that he could generate leads off of this platform. Now, you guys can decide whether or not you see any value in this. But I highly suggest whether you decide to use this platform, which is available at a discount through RE/MAX West, or you choose something else.
Have you closed any deal from these leads?
So I did get one extra listing, yes. So I actually personally got a listing in Scarborough, and it was a neighbor who saw this on their social media post, and her house. Now the market shifted just as I got that lead. They're very adamant that they get a particular price for their home in order to make their next move. I am working with them. So as far as closing, no, I haven't closed it yet, but we are working towards getting that purchase done. But they obviously have to sell their home first. So they've been taking the time to prepare their home for sale. And it's right around the corner from my listing on 15 Bryan. And then as soon as that property is available to be listed, they're probably going to be making a decision to move. Okay. Now, if I go back a few years ago, yes, I got a couple of other leads that I did close on through this leads generation system. The addresses and the clients don't come to mind, but I think in the entire time period that I've had this platform, I've probably done about 3 deals directly from this platform. But because the market shifted just recently, I don't have anything just recently to show you guys. The other thing that this platform also does, and this was actually, if you look at Kim Gasaldi down here, when we were doing, you can see I got 3 pages of leads here. She actually reached out, and when she actually inquired about this particular listing, Back at You Media automatically sent a reply message. And it was absolutely, I was actually in the lineup of a grocery store, and I'm looking at my phone and I see her replying to a message that presumably that I sent her. It was absolutely amazing. Okay. Now I want to briefly take the last 6 minutes and talk about KV Core. I'm going to stop sharing this. And I actually just recently got an email directly from RE/MAX about the launch for KV Core. Let me see, KV. Yeah. As you can see from this email, we've got a video that I'm not going to launch right now, but actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this link. I'm going to allow you guys to watch this video on your own. Copy. And let's put that in the chat box. Can everybody see this? So this is a message from Nick Bailey and an introduction to KV Core. We're going to be getting this platform very shortly. For those of you who know who Jasmine Saberi, it looks like she's going to be spearheading the implementation. Now, KV Core, what is it? It is a CRM. Pure and simple. But it also gives you a free website. It also gives you a free social media content generator. Is anyone excited? And in that CRM system, all your follow-up parameters are going to be in there. And the most interesting thing about this particular platform, you're all going to get a mobile app. And as long as you put all your contacts into your CRM and you link all your social media, what the artificial intelligence is going to actually go out there and do, it's going to tell you, it's going to give you a top 5 list, hit list of people that you should be contacting, because they may be the most likely people to be considering utilizing your services. Very, very, very excited to see this particular platform launched. And it is all coming to us very soon. Okay? Any other
Charles?
questions?
The link you sent, when I open it, it's just taking me to
Mac
Remax
Center, right?
University. That's it. It's just
Well,
it
you
says
need to log
Remax.
into your Mac Center account. You have your Mac Center account?
I do.
Okay, so if you log into your Mac Center account, you will have access. So this is obviously a video that's only available to Remax agents with their Remax.net emails. So for those of you who are unable to watch this video, you've probably either forgotten or misplaced your Mac Center credentials. If you need them, right, let your administrator know. We can send a reset notice because you got to know your Remax.net email address. You will be notified of a password reset. It will send you a link to reset your password so that you can watch this particular video. Okay. Any other questions?
Hi, I'm currently with Matrix. I've told you this before, but I really like the platform of Realm. So to switch to be able to access Realm, do I need to switch from Matrix to Stratus?
I know that, I don't know if Stephanie's on this call. Stephanie was actually successful in calling Trev, and she was on Matrix, and she successfully got them to manually take her off of Matrix. I'm not sure if that's going to be a well-publicized option for a lot of you, but if you're excited about Realm, I believe our contract with Matrix renews every February, if I'm correct. So you may be stuck with it until about February, but give Trev a call and see if they'll allow you to switch, because you're obviously going to be getting all the videos and all the hype that's going to be surrounding this platform. Yes, if you're a Matrix user, you're not going to get half the functionality that we're launching through Realm. Does that answer your question, Nico?
Somewhat, yeah. I'll try calling them tomorrow to see what's happening. They're closed right now, right?
Yeah, they're closed right now. They're only
Yeah.
actually I think they're open from 8:30 to 4:30. So make sure you call them before 4:30. And I believe there's also a wait time. Last time I called Trevor, I was put on hold for quite a long period of time, especially the MLS department. So that's something that only they can help you with. All right.
Thank you so much. And I have another question. You mentioned KV Core. It's not launched yet, right? So it's
It hasn't been launched yet. So there's what's called an onboarding process that we're going through. Now, KV Core has been around for a long time. If you guys go to YouTube, you can actually probably download 100 videos on KV Core, right? So if you're trying to get a head start and you want to learn more about the platform, go to YouTube. There's a million videos on it. And I actually personally know of half a dozen Remax brokerages that adopted the technology long before Remax subscribed to it. So there's a lot of agents that are out there that are already on the platform and have been using it and been benefiting from it for many years. Okay. Any other questions?
So Charles, just a
Yes.
note, I did speak with Trev.
Yep.
So you do have to email if you want to change from Matrix to Trev. So you have to email
Realm.
bugs to Realm. So bugs@trevnet.com. But make sure
Oh.
you download all your information to transition to the new platform.
Do you mind repeating the email address so I can write it
Bugs,
down somewhere?
Bugs. bugs@trevnet.com, which is like, okay.
But you know
Bugs
what?
at
I don't think
trevnet.com.
trevnet.com, it may be being forwarded to Trev.
Yeah.
TRREB.com.
Sorry, yeah, trev.com, sorry.
Right. So it's not TrevNet, it's TRREB.com.
Yep,
And it's Bugs?
bugs. That's what the guy said. I'm
That's
like,
a
what?
funny name
Really?
to choose. Thank you so much, though.
No
Yep.
problem. And And for KV Core, we did have a meeting with them. Jazz and we sat down. We'll be preparing for the corporate site. I think this week. I think next week we'll have a final, launch. We're trying to transfer everything over. We're just creating our corporate site first before we get the agents on board. So that's going to be coming. There will be some work to do across the branches.
Fantastic. You know what? I'm really excited, honestly. Like my website is a dinosaur, and I've been looking for somewhere to park my website somewhere else. And because the website works so interestingly, so just to give you guys a little bit of history, and for those of you who've been with us for a long time, on previous training seminars, I was mentioning that the US got this platform called Booge, and they acquired a company called First IO, which was an artificial intelligence company. These two acquisitions was supposed to give Remax a competing platform that KV Core already had. So Booge being the CRM side and First IO being the artificial intelligence side, they were supposed to mash the two together, give us a free website, and then boom, anybody that goes through your website portal, by the way, KV Core is a full IDX interface program with the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board's database. They're going to be able to do searches under your platform, and anything that they do under your platform will propagate back to your CRM. So this is the whole, I'm going to call this digital convergence. It's taking half a dozen or a dozen tools and putting them all under one roof for you guys. So the minute you guys embrace this and use it, I think that you guys are going to be really, really appreciative of the fees that we pay Remax. Okay, guys, it's 8:03. I'm gonna, I promised you guys that I would, answer any questions in case you had any questions on the technology side. But I'm always open to feedback, guys. If it's not something that you want to ask on this, I guess, open platform.
Charles,
Yep.
I do have one question with regards to giving the clients access to our system. Is it limited or limitless? Like, can they go to 70 agents? And
They're going to get the client view. So, Sam, do you have multiple email addresses?
no, I do. But what I'm saying with the, I'm talking about the clients that can go to, for example, to me and ask for it. Then they decided they want to go to Charles and they get it as well. So they have so many. Can we control them by, let's say, if they come to you?
No, well, you know what? If they've got multiple user logins, we can't police that.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And ultimately that I would really, I don't know why they would want to get the same information from multiple agents. It seems kind of odd, doesn't it?
Well, it's like, they come to you, they go to somebody else. It's the same thing, basically.
You know what, Sam? I don't know. I don't generally have that problem. And I'll be, what's really strange, we've had collab for so long, and it was a little shocking to me once we got collab, how few people actually embrace the technology. It was kind of odd. I was showing them the power. If you look at my collab account, like just the other day, my Uncle John, who's still using his collab access, kept logging in. He was sending my father listings because he's better at the platform than my dad is. And so obviously my dad, being in his upper 70s, he's looking at condos. And rather than, choosing to do the search himself, he called up my uncle and said, hey, can you send me some more listings? Because I'm looking at, moving into Young and Empress or Young and Shepherd. And I could see all of this activity on the collab platform. And we've had that for years. And yet nobody was using it. Boggles my mind. I could see every time they logged in, I got an email notification every time they logged into their account. So I knew that they were active. Even the transaction that I just did in the beaches, my client logged in almost every single day. What does that tell you?
Yeah, I opened it on the mobile.
Right. So anyways, guys, it's 8:05. I don't want to keep you too long. For those of you who have registered for this course, I will be uploading that recording to YouTube. And any course materials links that I've discussed with you guys will also be embedded in that email.
And you have a branded one too, so I can advertise on the.
Sorry, Lily, is that a question? Oh, no, okay. So, guys, I want to thank everybody for spending the last 2 weeks with me. It's been a long, hard road to get to where we are right now. There's obviously, we didn't have enough time to cover everything, but I think you guys got the gist of the powerful tools that are available to all of you. I just think that you guys need to use them. And the more you use them and the more your clients use them, I think the more money you're going to make. Okay. So thank you guys. And I look forward to seeing you all in person real soon. And until then, take care, guys.
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you. You too.
You're welcome, guys.